Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me once again at the Power of One. Today we are watching the Rings of Power finale, Alloys. I'm not gonna lie, folks. When I took a look at the name of this episode, I the first time I read it, I read Allies, and I'm like, okay, that makes sense. People coming together, after the fucking works blew up the Southlands. But yeah, Alloys. Uh, couldn't tell you. Might have something to do with the Mithril. Maybe Durin does a revolution and they get some of it and cross it with something else. Possible. We shall see. But honestly, I'm just really excited to see where they take this final episode and what they do with it. It's one of those things where there is still so much story to tell, such large threads still on every single storyline so far, and 8 episodes to tell their stories. So I'm curious what they're going to tie up, what they're going to cliffhanger us with, because that's a thing that's going to happen. Because let's be honest, like the Rings of Power have yet to Ring of Power. It's a thing. Once we get there, then okay, I could see not having too many open threads, but we're not even there. It's the name of the show. But I am assuming that there's going to be repositioning of main characters in lieu of season 2, which I hope there is. It'll be interesting because they gave such a budget to this show, like beyond any show before it, and I'm terrified that they're gonna give it a season 2 and cut the budget for season 2. This show cannot afford to cut its budgets for special effects, because for the love of God, the beauty of this show is one of the things that helps carry it. So I know it may be a hit to the pocketbook for Amazon, but the fact that this show went toe to toe with the prequel to prequel to Game of Thrones and held its own should tell them something. Should tell them that it was not money wasted. So here is very much hoping that it will get a season 2. Of course, I say all this. If the ending sucks, I'm gonna be like, fuck season 2, fuck this show, and yeah, we'll see. For those that may have been paying attention, it is 8:30 in the morning right now. My insomnia is still kicking my ass. I have that feeling that I am tired, but I know that if I lay down, I won't be able to sleep. Those with true insomnia will understand. Most of us have learned to listen to those inner cues, and we just get this feeling that we know if we try laying down to sleep, we will only get more restless. There comes a tipping point where we know we can finally sleep. And unfortunately, it's well after our lives are truly interrupted. So, I have recorded these last few episodes, one after the other, and it's good. I mean, I'm digging it, but if I get a little weird, my brain just kind of goes random places. You know why? I'm a little tired. Yeah, let's take a look at this final episode. At the end of this episode, I will give my thoughts of the show as a whole and kind of do a summary review of the season. So, if you're inclined to hear that, stick around till the end. If not, I appreciate you coming by just to listen to me ramble. Folks, why don't we get into the episode?
I killed Sauron.
I do not believe you.
Hang on. He said craft a power over, not of the flesh, but over flesh. So that could mean like rapid healing and shape shifting. So if Sparky stabbed him, he could have kept going. Fine. Wait, Shapeshifting. Is Halbrand Sauron? Because now that I think about it, like, it would have taken somebody with an intimate knowledge of that land, of the Southlands, to be able to know where to dig those tunnels for the water to pour into the mountains. Somebody who's, I don't know, lived their whole lives there? But what the hell would Sauron have been doing on a boat out in the middle of the ocean? I don't... Oh, this is gonna bug me. Yeah, and then we still got to figure out who Target Gandalf here is. Yeah, it ain't Nori. Nori would have just come right out and been like, "Hi."
Nori.
Oh, yeah, this creepy bitch. So Discount Gandalf is Sauron, or at least they think he is. I don't know. I gave my reservations about that last time. Like, if it's true, this guy just hasn't given any sort of even hint that it's under the surface. Now, I will say, I have seen actors do such a 180 shift in look, in persona, in their very eyes. A very, very 180 shift that was so convincing that, I'm there for it. So if that's where this goes, cool. But thus far, I'm not buying it. Okay, this has very bringing a wounded Frodo into the Elven Lands vibe.
What has happened?
Enemy lance. 6 days ago. We rode without rest.
They said his wound had already turned sour. 6 days of that. Wow.
What are we to do?
The only thing we can do.
Raise an army, start a war?
Swim.
Oh, I suppose that works too.
So our people are not soon restored, our island will fall.
Oh, and Muriel already kind of knows it, but now a quote-unquote peasant will know it, so will word spread? So is she gonna she's gonna see the thing that Muriel showed Galadriel, the tidal wave and that whole bit. And she can't technically get in trouble for this because she's gonna be like, King bade me do this. I did what King bade.
Uniform will be ideal, allowing the light to arc back upon itself in one unbroken round, building to a power that is all but...
And that's what's gonna bring him about to the Rings of Power.
Perilous are these whisperings.
Sometimes the perilous path is the only path. I would not be standing here otherwise.
I love her dress.
Not of the flesh, but over flesh. This is a power of the unseen.
Was I fucking right? Was I goddamn right?
What does it matter? It's over.
Oh, sweet shit. Was I right?
Oh, 3 months. I am owed that much.
You are owed nothing.
Fuck off.
Hope is never mere. Not even when it is meager. Or have you forgotten your own counsel?
Fucking throw his words back at him. This arrogant fuck needs to be taken down a peg. She's really thinking it now. But again, fucking Master Smith.
Anything you can find on the Southlands.
Our records are limited concerning the mortal kingdoms. I shall have to scour the catacombs for that information.
Then do it. He's back in his shady fuck shit. Holy hell, was I fucking right? I need to know.
The third one's gone. Where'd the third one go? Better 2 than 3.
Third one spotted your asses. She's right behind you. But, okay, so these folks think he's Sauron because he fell from the sky. Why would Sauron have been in the sky? Morgoth, maybe. But that would mean that this Halbrand stuff is just unless he was a servant of Sauron. So if Halbrand is setting up to get Sauron here something, then yeah, maybe. Oh.
Sonic!
Oh no. Okay, that one's just creepy, but I gotta admit, that was feckin' awesome. That looked amazing. Homeboy woke up, didn't he? No one fucks with his Nori. Dude, straight up just Kamehameha them. Ooh, ooh, hello, no. No, no. Don't you dare. You know, for thinking that they served this guy, they sure are whooping his ass. Grand mighty magic and God fucking stalled out by a bip to the head. See, that's why you always break a mage's concentration in D&D. Oh, we about to cause a forest fire, ain't we? What were they saying about fire being under his command?
Close your eyes. It'll only hurt for a moment.
Hell yeah.
To Shadow I bid you return.
He is not Sauron. He is the other. He is...
I'm good.
He's Gandalf. Neat. They look like the Wraith King and his troops. Is Sarok okay? I was gonna say, man got stabbed.
Sadek?
Sadek, not Sarok, sorry. That is a really, really touching moment. Okay, so Target Gandalf is Gandalf. Because from what I remember in the Silmarillion, Istar is Gandalf, I think. So, cool. That leads me back to my Halbrand theory.
You're doing well.
Patronize me like that again, Captain. I'll have your ship.
Do not fuck with this woman.
Will stop my son from doing so. Yet at every turn I made the choices I did
Because they were the right ones.
Even if the cost cannot be known. And trusting that in the end it will be worth it.
There's a lot of truth in that statement. I like that.
Captain, Numenor is in sight.
Shit, man, we're gonna have to start changing how we say things, because Queen...
Lendil, what is it? What's wrong?
Speak, man!
What do you see?
Oh, the black flags on everything. But yeah, how fucked up is that? What the shit? Oh, for God's sake, I thought that was her dad's apartments in that tower. Oh, he's been acting more and more shady. Okay, so what did... Obviously it's something that's shaking you.
We're making two.
2 crowns.
Not exactly. It'll need to be something smaller.
Rings.
The last man to bear your crest died over 1,000 years ago. He had no heir.
No legitimate heir. That's still a possibility. Look at Aragorn. This motherfucker called it. Called it.
Lose your footing again, sister.
Okay. Okay. Holy shit. I was right. Like, from the word go, there was something about that guy. Fucking go back, watch my other ones. Prove it. Like, he got better in, like, 5, 6, and a little bit in 7, but even then he was starting to well, we didn't really see him much in 7, but yeah, like that was the moment that I didn't even think about was in order to dig those tunnels in the correct place, in order to have the water thing work, it would have taken somebody with a intimate knowledge of the Southlands to know exactly how to dig, where to dig, the flow of water alone. And that's the only way it could have happened, to set all of that shit up. Holy crap. And now here he is about to craft the Rings of Power with Celebrimbor, but he needs to get her out of the way now that she knows the truth in order for him to do that. But we know Galadriel doesn't die. So I'm very curious what happens with her. Because, yeah, if she's conscious at all, there's no way that she's going to let him get away with this to continue their work. Huh. I need to watch the rest of it.
you've kept it safe all this time. You have been very brave.
And I like that in her perspective, she's still the smaller one, the younger girl.
He's dead. Because of you.
Galadriel. Why would you say that? Why would you say...
It's because she has touched the darkness that she is about to shank your shit. Oh yeah, his mind fuckery is not working on her.
Weighed against our future,
There is no such future.
isn't there?
I mean, to be fair, your people blew up a mountain. That's a neat trick. I like that.
I alone can see your light.
You would make me a tyrant.
I will
Dark
make you a
Queen.
queen.
Yeah.
I will never be at your side.
You have no choice.
This is awesome, actually. He is trying to pull on every string of hers to try and corrupt her, and it's just not working.
Galadriel, stop!
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, is she gonna shank his ass?
When you said you would not make again,
You are making that promise very difficult to keep.
were it easy, it would not require trust.
Bam! I like that. Hell, I think I've said that before.
I need gold and silver of the most exquisite quality. I need gold and silver from Valinor.
Oh! Oh, her knife.
Creation requires sacrifice.
So Galadriel's brother's knife formed the elven power rings.
In your tongue, that means wise one. Or wizard.
Motherfucking Gandalf!
Asked to make our feet go where our hearts wish not to tread. No matter the perils awaiting us on the way.
Yeah, that's some Gandalf shit right there.
No adventures. They must be shared.
Is Nori gonna go with her? Or with him?
I think I've had about as much adventures in my life as I could ever hope for.
Damn it.
Better in sad exhibit. Wish the old goat were still with us. He is.
Yep, knew that was coming. He is.
Go on. You're a part of something bigger now.
Oh, fuck yeah. I love her dad. I'm not gonna lie, that came out of nowhere, but I love it. I am gonna be upset that her friend is not gonna be with her.
Goodbye. Nori.
Some people it's just hard to say goodbye. God, the Heartfoot sections always hit me right fucking here, man. Ah.
Oh, go on. Go on. Go on. Before you lose your nerve.
Or we lose ours.
That, you know what? That's fair and far more likely.
You're my best friend in this whole wide, wild world. I'd do anything for you.
Every Nori needs a Poppy, every Frodo needs a Sam.
So close to that tall fella. He's a good friend in a spot. Not so good as you.
Well, that's true, but very few are. Even gigantic fucking wizards. But I was also fucking right in a previous episode when I thought that initially that might be Gandalf. I was like, this would show where his love of fucking hobbits came from. Bazinga.
Not to mention I haven't an inkling which way to go.
He's like, neither do I, now that you mention it. was gonna say, the guy's like, somebody want to tell her to back up, please? And I get that, you know, she's kind of mourning him all over again, but this is also moving towards what he wanted, which was an end to the evil. So yeah, if I remember it right, it was 3 for the elves, 5 for the dwarves, 7 for the humans. So is Halbrand gonna forge the other ones? If they are only forging 3 for the elves? And then, of course, Halbrand's still forming his own. Oh, that's cute. The Eye of Sauron right there. That was well done visually. Well done visually. What's bugging him? What is... Oh, that's the scroll she... Oh, he's gonna find out what she's hiding from him. Wow, those are beautiful. Those are really good looking rings. They again put some definite thought into actually putting those together and what they would look like. There may have been descriptions in the Silmarillion, but still, to bring that to life. But now, who gets the 3 of them is the thing. Like, obviously, the king's gonna want one of them. Celebrimbor might get the second one. Who gets the third one? Oh yeah, and then there's Fuck Knuckle here. So during the end credits, they're singing a song about the rings, and it was actually 7 for the Dwarf Lords, 9 for the humans, and then Sauron's. Okay. So, that was interesting. They went with Halbrand being Sauron. And I fucking knew something was off with that dude from the word go. Like I said, if I remember right, his first words to Galadriel was something about fate. No one talks like that. No one. So yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. So they formed the Elven Rings. It was my impression that when the rings were initially forged, they were all forged like together, but apparently not. Like the 3 were forged for the elves, but is Sauron gonna forge the 7 for the dwarfs and the 9 for the humans? Or like, are the elves gonna forge them and distribute them to like help defend against Sauron and whatnot, and then he still forms the One Ring in Mount Doom? So I am very curious about that, and you could tell obviously they set up threads for season 2, very important threads, like Gandalf heading to somewhere called Rune. I don't know. I've never heard of it. We also have Halbrand heading towards Mount Doom, so he's going to start setting up his kingdom over there. Now, what I'm very curious about is Adar escaped his chains before the wave hit, so Adar might still be out there. Is he going to fight Sauron again? Because he thinks he killed Sauron in the first place. So that'll be a fun little one. I absolutely love the fact that Nori went with Gandalf. I was really hoping, because I was like, it's going to be really hard for them to integrate back into some other storylines if Nori stays with the Harfoots and Gandalf fucks off. But I am sad that we're probably not going to see much more of Poppy, because she was awesome. Every Nori needs a Poppy, every Frodo needs a Sam. But I loved the Harfoot storyline pretty much in general. They put a lot of thought into the Harfoot culture, including sayings and colloquialisms. Hell, fucking even religious type things were there, you know? And I love it when they put so much thought into a lot of this stuff. Now, I get, like, some of the big grander stuff was in the Silmarillion, but most of that stuff dealt with, you know, some of the bigger cosmic, like, Valar stuff. Not the subtleties of Harfoot society. So they made the active decision to go, we are going to do this, and we are going to do this right. Which is good, because if they've jacked up this entire series, they were going to have legions of Lord of the Rings fans just storming in the Amazon campus and demanding blood. So I like that throughout the whole series, they put that effort into it. You know, from Numenor all the way down to the Harfoots. There were those little societal things here and there. Hell, one of the things that I actually loved was in episode, the last one, 7, when they heard the rushing water start, the two guys that were there were both from Numenor. They were born of water. They knew the sound. They didn't look around confused, wondering at the sound. They looked panicked because they knew it was a bad sound. It was subtle touches like that that made me love this show. Yes, there were problems. I do freely admit that, and every show has them. Inconsistencies in action or writing to further things along. I think it was episode 3 or 4. There was one particularly bad transition in narrative and shot that it just jarred me. I don't know what it was about that particular one, but it was just like, huh! Wow, okay. Perhaps if we had a little more, it was from Isildur's father to Isildur for the first time. That's when they first name dropped Isildur. And perhaps if we'd known a little bit more about the father, it wouldn't have been so jarring, but we'd met him like twice. Like he had a total of 4 lines, and one of them was, "I fished her out of the water." I don't know what it was about it. That, to me, that was just a poor choice in editing, but it stuck out, but it didn't ruin the episode. I still wish there had been more explanation during the Numenor time about why there was the sudden hatred for elves. Maybe it wasn't sudden. Maybe it was over generations, because the elves seem to have issues visiting their friends. But they still never gave a good explanation of why that mindset shifted. Like, why was her father practically stoned because he wanted to go back to some of the old ways? Why? What was wrong with that? I know the queen, you know, the elves were like, "We gave you this island." She's like, "We paid for it in blood." I get that. But you got it. And I'm pretty sure at the time it was an amicable, "Hey, y'all live here. Hey, thanks. We just defeated something cool." What happened? I wanted a little more in that. Nuggets I didn't know before. I did not know that Elrond was a feckin' half-elf. I had no clue. And knowing that, it actually pisses me off a little bit, because he's half-elven. Why was he so pissed off that his daughter was in love with a human? Somebody explain that to me. Like, I get maybe he wanted to spare her the pain of, you know, him being a firefly in the universe, essentially. Mayfly, not Firefly. But still, like, that, you'd think he would have had a little more compassion for that one. That did confuse me a little when I heard that. I'm like, no way. But the special effects for this show, start to finish, were great. I don't think that there was any episode where I was like, you know what, this is a little lackluster, or that didn't look right, anything like that. You can tell Amazon poured the money into this. So, very good on their part. Thank you, Amazon, for making this. And I am greatly looking forward to season 2. It's going to be a tough one, because they are definitely going to have to ramp everything further up. But having pulled off season 1 like this, I have faith that they can pull off season 2. So here's hoping. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me for this run of Rings of Power. I'm not quite sure what we're doing next. We have a few things on our list for the short form show, including another Amazon show, The Peripheral. We also have the new Willow show on Disney Plus on the list, and a few others. So we are making that decision. If there is any shorter form show that you would like to see us do, throw it down in the comments. We will definitely take a look at that and see what we can do to get it done for you. Once again, folks, thank you very much. I appreciate you. I hope you've enjoyed this, and remember, you are a power. I am a power. Together, we are one power. We are the power of one. Have a good one, folks.